Before Golden State learned how to rule basketball, Andrew Bogut had to make the paint belong to them. It's May 2nd, 2013, and the Warriors are one win from the second round. That sentence doesn't sound strange now. Back then, it was borderline science fiction. Golden State went 47-35, grabbed the sixth seed, and reached the playoffs for only the second time in 19 years. Denver won 57 games, earned the 3 seed, and went 38-3 at home. The Nuggets didn't sorry. The Nuggets didn't have Danilo Gallinari. He tore his ACL in April, but they were deep, fast, and coached by the man who soon be named Coach of the Year. Then this young Warriors team walked into Denver, lost game one on Andre Miller's last second layup, and watched David Lee tear his hip flexor. Steph Curry sprained his left ankle in game two. That should have been the end of the cute little playoff story. Instead, Golden State won 3 straight. Denver took game 5. Mark Jackson accused the Nuggets of sending hitmen at Curry, and the series came back to a rabid Oracle Arena, with Golden State leading 3-2. Win, and this group becomes real. Lose, and they have to go back into the building where Denver lost 3 times all year. And how nervous would you have been at tip-off? Were you confident, or were you already imagining Game 7? Andrew Bogut was born in Melbourne in 1984, the son of Croatian immigrants. He grew up with the Croatian language and culture in the house, played several sports, and he didn't immediately look like a future number 1 NBA draft pick. He was cut from the state junior team at 15. Then he kept developing until he joined the Australian Institute of Sport. His first huge international announcement came at the 2003 FIBA Under-19 World Cup. Bogut led Australia to the championship, won tournament MVP. Then he went to Utah, where his game translated immediately. He could score on the block, he could rebound everything, pass out of the high post, and defend the rim without playing like a telephone pole. As a sophomore, he averaged 20.4 points and 12.2 rebounds. He took Utah to the Sweet 16 and swept the National Major Player of the Year awards. Milwaukee chose him first overall in 2005, making him the first Australian ever taken with the top pick in the NBA draft. Bogut became a very good NBA center. You can't hear me. But the clean upward line never happened. In 2009-10, he averaged 15.9 points, 10.2 boards, and 2.5 blocks, made the All-NBA third team, and looked ready to become one of the league's defining big men. Then in April 2010, he went up for a dunk against Phoenix, got bumped by Amari Stoudemire, and landed wrong. His right arm bent in a direction that arms aren't supposed to bend. He came back and led the NBA in blocks the next season. He kept playing excellent defense, but he was rarely what you'd call whole again. A fractured left ankle ended his 2011-12 season, and Milwaukee traded him to Golden State for a package built around Monte Ellis. That trade was a declaration. The Warriors were choosing Curry and Clay in the backcourt, and they were willing to wait for Bogut's body to cooperate. The wait dragged through most of 2012-13. His ankle surgery turned out to be more serious than originally advertised, and he played in only 32 regular season games. So this Game 6 isn't just a good Bogut game. It's the first time Golden State gets to the entire idea at once. Curry stretching the court until the defense snaps, and Bogut owning everything that happens around the rim. Here's something I keep coming back to with Bogut, with centers like him. Their best work often happens before the stat exists. It's the screen that creates the opening, the rotation that scares somebody out of a drive, the box out that lets a teammate grab the rebound. We remember the jumper because the jumper makes noise. Bogut's job was to make the entire possession lean Golden State's way. What matters more in a closeout game, the guy who creates the shot or the guy who makes sure the opponent only gets one? Denver comes out sharper. The Nuggets lead 25-21 after one quarter and stretch the margin to 9 during the second. Golden State's offense looks tight. Clay can't buy a shot, and Oracle's loud, but in that anxious way where every miss feels like somebody stepped on a power cord. Bogut keeps the Warriors attached to the game. By halftime, he already has 10 points, 8 rebounds, 4 blocks, and 2 assists. Golden State trails by 2 points. Then the third quarter arrives, and so does Steph. Kenneth Faried picks up 3 fouls in the first 97 seconds of the half, giving him 4 for the game. Curry starts finding daylight. He makes 4 threes in the quarter and scores 14 points. Draymond Green, who at this point was still a rookie and still mostly coming off the bench, gives Golden State a little jolt of energy. The Warriors win the quarter 33-20. Early in the fourth, Clay follows his own miss, and Golden State leads 80-62. Done, right? Not quite. This team hasn't learned how to close without trying to swallow its own tongue. The Warriors go nearly 5 minutes between scoring. Denver rips off 13 straight points. Golden State commits 10 turnovers in the fourth quarter, and every loose pass gives the Nuggets one more pulse. Andre Iguodala hits a 3. Faried splits 2 free throws. With 32.4 seconds left, an 18-point lead has become 90-88. Oops. Then Iguodala steals Clay's pass. Wilson Chandler attacks the rim for the tie. His layup rolls off. He gets another shot at it and misses again. In the scramble, the ball is ruled out on Denver, and the call survives the review. Jarrett Jack hits 2 free throws with 7.3 seconds left. Andre Miller misses a 3. Warriors 92, Nuggets 88. Bogut finishes with 14 points, 21 rebounds, 4 blocks, and 3 helpers. It's his first playoff double-double and the first 20-rebound playoff game by a Warrior since Larry Smith in 1987. It's 26 years. Curry has 22 points and 8 assists. Draymond posts 16 and 10. Iggy leads Denver with 24. And afterward, Bogut calls it emotional and said the victory is especially satisfying after everything it took him to get his ankle back onto the NBA floor. Mark Jackson said the Warriors are changed men. Sorry, there's a cat attacking me. Curry describes the feeling as hazy, mostly because the ending brought as much relief as joy. On the other side, George Karl accepts responsibility and says Denver really lost the series when it failed to take command in the first 2 games. And Oracle just detonates. This wasn't the championship, wasn't even the conference finals, but you can feel a franchise discovering its future in real time. Curry becoming a playoff superstar. Draymond is beginning to force his way into the story. Bogut is proving that the strange Monte Ellis trade wasn't Golden State's surrender. It was construction. Golden State moved on to San Antonio and immediately came close to stealing Game 1 before blowing a 16-point lead in the final 4 minutes and losing in double overtime. The Warriors won Game 2 behind 34 points from Clay, then tied the series at 2 each with overtime win at Oracle. The Spurs took the next 2, ending Golden State's season in 6. Still, the Warriors had arrived. They didn't win the league yet, but they made the league look at them differently. Denver's season ended right here. 57 wins became another first-round exit. George Karl won Coach of the Year and got fired. Right? Yeah. General Manager Masai Ujiri left for Toronto, and Iguodala wound up joining the very team that just eliminated him. That's a brutal amount of change for a team that had produced the best regular season in its NBA history. Bogut stayed with Golden State and became the defensive center of the team that won the 2015 championship. He made the all-defensive second team that year, screened for Curry, passed from the elbow, and protected the rim. In 2015-16, the Warriors won 73 games, but Bogut injured his knee during the finals, and Golden State lost its 3-1 lead against the Cavs. That summer, the Warriors traded him to Dallas to clear the cap space needed to sign Kevin Durant. Bogut later signed with Cleveland, where his entire stint lasted 58 seconds before he fractured his left tibia. He had a short stop with the Lakers, returned to Australia, and joined the Sydney Kings. In 2017, he won the NBL's MVP award and Best Defensive Player awards, then returned to Golden State for one more run to the NBA Finals. He went back to Sydney for another season and retired in December 2020, saying the accumulated injuries had finally made the decision for him. But he didn't leave basketball. Bogut became part of the Kings ownership group, joined their coaching staff in 2025, and helped Sydney win the 2026 NBL championship. In May of 2026, he was formally inducted into the FIBA Hall of Fame. And that feels right. Andrew Bogut's career was never smooth, but it mattered everywhere. Milwaukee got an all-NBA center. Golden State got the interior backbone for the first version of a dynasty. Australia got one of the most important players in the history of their national program. Next up, we go to Houston. August 3rd, 2019. Aaron Sanchez is making his Astros debut. And somehow, the guy who arrived with a 6.07 earned run average, he starts a no-hitter. Will Harris gets the 7th inning. He walks a batter, gets a double play, and hands it forward. 4 pitchers, no hits. One of the strangest welcome to Houston nights anybody could script. And that's Astro 65, Will Harris. But for now, Warrior 40 belongs to Andrew Bogut. 14 points, 21 rebounds, and one enormous step from a fun little playoff team to something the NBA was going to have to deal with sooner or later. Well, thanks for watching. If you're still here, I appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. Maybe.